Hey everyone, it's Chris Berry. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to get more people to show up for your appointments. So jumping straight into it, how to get prospects to show up for appointments. First things first, we got to consider what is the lead quality, right? Is the lead already know you and they're hot? Are they warm? They kind of know you. They've maybe seen you once or twice, or is this the brand new first time on it? Okay. That's the first thing that you need to consider when understanding this. Okay. Part two, where is this lead coming from? Is it coming from an auto booking to where they saw the ad and they immediately booked? Did they see a VSL before to prep them and prime them? So that's option one. Another option where they came from, they could have came just from a DM set. You could be running ads to where they got sent to DM, you go back and forth, you text them, and then you book them automatically. Or it could be something such as an appointment setter call, where the appointment setter actually gets on the phone with them, has a conversation with them, and then books them to jump on with a closer. The reason why I share these two things is because these will make differences in regards to your approach, how you want to handle and such. For this video, I'm going to give overarching principles. If you are wanting to specifically learn about one of these, whether it be how to handle auto booking no-shows or improve those, DM set, appointment setter, whatever it may be, I have made some additional videos that I will be dropping in the description. So if you'd like, go ahead and check that out. Regardless of what specifics, these principles that I'm about to share are going to help you increase your show rate. So jumping further down, the first thing that I want you guys to understand is that there are a lot of advertisers out there, okay? People that make big claims, oftentimes, unfortunately, have empty promises and rarely often deliver. So because of that, we're seeing more and more people in this coaching and consulting industry feel burned. They are tainted by the fact that they were taken advantage of one time. And because they got burned once, they're going to assume that people are like that, most of the prospects. So with that said, that's something that you need to keep in mind as you're approaching these leads. And ultimately, what does that lead to? It leads to low trust. And that's what we're seeing overall in the industry. There's actually a study that was done recently that showed that over all of recorded human history right now is one of the lowest points of person-to-person trust. So once you understand that of just an overarching here in the United States, that's what people in the sentiment that they're feeling, it definitely leads to how you want to adjust your messaging. Moving on to the second part, you have to understand as well, if you are running ads, as soon as someone clicks on it, there's a ton of other advertisers, right? Once they click on one ad, all of the keywords that you're targeting, any interest that you're doing, unless you're going after your own individual list, there's a very high chance that your competitors are also targeting the same exact people. So once they click once, they have ads everywhere. And you guys probably see this yourselves, Facebook, Instagram, wherever it may be. Once you go ahead and do that, they're going to go ahead and see a bunch of other people on that. And the hard part is that they forget which one you are. If you just go ahead and they click it, they book a call, but it's really far out, and then they see 3 or 4 other people that are your competitors, that's this and that. Now they don't understand you and who you are, unique value proposition, the reason why they booked for you. So what does this lead to? It means the fact of you're not standing out, right? You're just another one of the people, and they honestly have no clue why they should be going with you or even why they should show up, which is part 3, okay? You have to understand, look, people are busy. Everyone has a lot of different things, whether it being a parent, whether it be school, whether it be a job. People have a limited amount of time. And as I shared with you, they're getting a lot of these calls / ads, and they book a lot of these because if they're looking for something, then they're going to be booking for it because they're going to be looking for a solution. So you have to understand, you have to give them a very clear reason. Why should they show up? They're busy. They have a lot of stuff. You need to make it very clear in the prospect's minds. You understand why they need to show up. You may think that you're doing a good enough job telling them why they need to show up, but does the prospect, does the person who booked actually understand why they should show up? What's valuable to them? Why should they invest their time in going to this call? So to recap, guys, there's 3 things that we have to solve: low trust, standing out, and then why should the prospect show up? So first, jumping onto the low trust. How do we solve that? Number 1 way is content and providing value. You have to think about it. In a world where it is so much take, and there's a lot of scams out there and such, so many coaches and consultants that I work with, they're afraid, oh, I'm going to sell my secret sauce. Guys, let's be real. If that's really what you're scared of, and you have stuff that is so secretive, yes, of course, maybe some niches, but overarchingly, if that's really the case, you are one person away from buying your course and leaking it online, and then you no longer in business. So if that's the case, then how do you start showing to your audience and build something more than just little pieces of information here and there? And the way you do that is by making content, getting the prospects to understand that you have value to give them, and that they actually want to work with you. And the hard part is a lot of people say they want to give away value. So they make these videos and all that stuff. But the hard part is they don't want to give away their best stuff, or they don't want to go ahead and make sure that everything is given away. So the problem is that they end up giving out sucky fluff because they don't want to give their secrets away. The hard part with that is that now the prospect that was considering to work with you is now judging you and your quality and what you're able to help them with based on the sucky fluff that you put together because you're too afraid to share your information. So providing the prospects and people that are booking these appointments with content, whether it be long form videos like this on YouTube, whether it be a short VSL, whether it be a little PDF that you make, giving something to them that can show your expertise, that can provide value to them, increases the probability that they show up. On top of that too, how do we improve low trust in getting the person to show up? You show social proof. Now, if you don't have any people that you've worked with, obviously this isn't something as much for you, but for a lot of the people I work with, they have a ton of background and experience of helping people along the way. Go ahead and showcase that, because you are now showing that, okay, you're a real person, you've helped other people, so on and so forth. And that leads into the last one, show that you're real. There's so many people out there that don't want to show their face, don't want to start building a brand, don't want to do these things. And oftentimes that, if I'm in the seat of a prospect, leads me to be a little bit more skittish. I don't think you're real and such. Versus if you can start showing that you're real through your content, through videos, through personalization, through picking up the phone, possibly whether it be you or your team, it increases the probability of the person showing up because you're increasing trust that these people have in you. So, and by the way, this is just getting the person to show up. You go ahead and you increase trust. It also increases your probability that these people actually close on the calls. So jumping into number 2, standing out. Okay, the ways that you can do that. Number 1, personalization. Obviously, we only have so much time today, but if you can, I'm telling you, this makes such a big difference. Call the prospect. Now, look, it's not fun. It's not the easiest thing. I know you're busy, but look, take the 3 to 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes to pick up the phone right after they book, give them a call. Hey, this is John from X, Y, and Z company. I just saw you booked. First of all, I just wanted to congratulate you on taking the next step. Welcome to the community. Part 2, I just wanted to call and make sure that you got access to everything. Did you get the Zoom link? Okay, awesome. And then just have a conversation, start fact finding and doing all of that. You do that, probability of the person showing up dramatically increases. So that's part 1. Part 2, you obviously can't automate this. There are a bunch of ways that you can go ahead and include text messages, emails, voicemails, customized pictures. And here's the crazy part, guys. You can add these voicemails to where it literally seems like you tried to call them, but you didn't actually call them. It's just inside of an automation. Same thing also with a picture. You can literally have it to where it's a picture that's like, let's say there's a whiteboard right here, like, hey, strategy for blah, blah, blah name. And you could literally have it autofill the person's name every single time based on the prospect. So there's a lot of automation on there. You guys have probably seen some of the videos on the channel. If you haven't seen it, I'll drop it down in the description. I also have a couple of different little courses and stuff like that. Look, if you guys just want free information, check out my free videos. If you're looking for a faster way to go for it, click the video or click the link that goes into some of the lower ticket stuff I have with templates and all of that. So you can check that out. Moving on next, right? We're coming back to how do you stand out, right? You got to be different, right? If you are just like every single other person on there, of course, this goes to say, you're like, okay, yeah, Chris, I get it. Of course. The thing is though, how can you be different? Whether it be through personalization, whether it be through quick, like right after they go out and do that, whether it be a bunch of follow-ups, and it's going to come down here a little bit more into how you can be different. Hey guys, what's going on? It's Chris. A lot of you leave comments and send DMs to me telling me that you need help. Do me a favor. I'm going to tell you the best way to get a hold of me. Shoot me a text message right now at 949-990-5808. Once again, that's 949-990-5808. I'll help you with whatever you guys need. I got your back. Let's get back to the video. Okay, another thing too is short time between the booking time and appointment scheduling time. What do I mean by this? Let's say today is Monday at 7 p.m. That is the booking time. Prospect jumps on at 7 p.m. and books a time. The closer that time between the booking and the actual appointment, the higher probability the person will show up. So if a person books on Monday at 7 p.m., if they book all the way for Friday at 7 p.m., the probability of them showing up is much less than that of which they are booking Monday 7 p.m. for Tuesday, the next day at noon. So ultimately, these adjustments can be done inside of your calendar. It could be done also you calling. When you call them, if they book really far out, try to move them closer. There's a lot of different things, but ultimately you want to have a short time between the booking time and the appointment scheduling time. Now, moving on to the last 2 points, get in communication and stay in communication. right? We've touched upon this a little bit. You want to make sure that you get in communication with your prospect. If the prospect books and then you try to text and they never text back, the probability of them showing up is very, very low. So what you need to do is you need to get in communication. You need to get a response back. It doesn't matter what it is. You getting a response back is better than not getting a response back. So get that response, get in communication with the person, and stay in communication. Now, the reason why you want a short time, let alone the fact of overall, they see less ads, they're less likely to forget about you, all these different things. It also makes it easier because ideally, once you get in communication, you want to stay in communication from the time of the booking all the way to the time of them showing up. So if you have 7 days or 5 days to fill, that's a lot of time to do that versus if it's just 12, 24 hours, makes your life a lot easier. So these are the ways that you can go ahead and stand out. So part number 3, why show up? Guys, you have to first of all understand their problem. There's so much noise right now. And why do people buy things? People buy things to solve a problem. So if you can actually understand what that problem is and speak to that person's problem, it's something that they're looking to solve. Therefore, if they believe in their mind, there's a possibility that could actually help them get from where they are now to where they want to be. The probability of them showing up dramatically increases. Okay. On top of that, too, get clear on everything that's going on, right? What is the purpose of the meeting? Where is it going to be? Is it going to be on Zoom? Is it a phone call? Whatever it is, how long is it going to be? All these different things point you as professional that you're going to go ahead and respect their time. You're actually going to help them overcome and accomplish their goal or help them overcome their problem. And last part on it is also the personalization to their problem. I talked about before, you could have different automations that come in from voicemails to personalized pictures, especially once again, you've heard me say this over and over and over. If you can get the person on the phone, the probability that they show up dramatically increases because you can also speak directly to their problem. You can go ahead and say, hey, yeah. So, and you just talk back and forth with it. And then you just go and say, yeah, well, I'm looking forward to helping you solve X, Y, and Z on the call. Obviously, you have the Zoom link, and we'll go ahead and we'll chat more soon, blah, 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 whatever it is. You go ahead and you do that, and you actually get them hooked. You got to think like you're hooking a fish. If you can get them to personalize their problem and get them to understand that you could possibly help them overcome that, they will show up. So everyone, that is what I have for you for today. Once again, the 3 reasons why and the things that you need to do is you need to overcome low trust, you need to stand out, and you need to show up. These things right here are just a couple of tidbits of ways that you could do that in order to increase the show rate. Now, if you guys did enjoy this video, please make sure to go ahead and drop a like. Let me know down in the comments what some of your favorite parts were, your biggest takeaways, and ultimately, if there's anything that you guys would like me to go deeper with, I'm more than happy to do that. Once again, I have some other videos that have been done in and around this space. So if you are interested, go ahead and check the description for those, and we will see you on the next video. Hey guys, I wanted to tell you that you are the true coaches and the real students. You made it till the end of the video. Do me a favor, share this with a friend who wants to go to another level. Also, make sure you like the video, comment below so I know who you are, subscribe, and turn on your notifications for the channel as we will be dropping more valuable content every single day. See you soon.